coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
This is such a fun way to illustrate the concept of really get to the bottom of your why, and this will help you in goal setting, and this will help you with taking action on something that actually matters to you, but in a very fun way and in an easy way to understand the concept, even for kids.
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on visibility strategies for women entrepreneurs. If you want to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice and business, you're in the right place. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Marcia Spurk, and I'm your host, professional singer and visibility strategist. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode.
Today's episode is brought to you by Success Magnified and the Biz Bestie Getaway, where empowered women entrepreneurs turn challenges into opportunities in a weekend filled with connection and fun. Join us in Colorado this October to rejuvenate your business spirit, make lasting friendships, and learn new strategies for success. Visit us at successmagnified.com/events and secure your spot now. If you haven't listened to the last episode, to the previous episode, I encourage you to go and listen to it before this or after this because they really do complement each other. So in the latest episode, I talked about Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why. And I was so excited to be approached by an author to review their book. I've been doing more and more reviews of books, obviously, and I put it out there. I said, if you're an author and you want me to review your book, reach out because I could either interview you here on the show and or send me your book. I'll read it and then I will review it as well. And KC Aubin reached out and didn't actually want to be interviewed on the show because some authors are more private and just want to hear my take on it. So here you go. And the reason why this book has got everything to do with Start With Why is that coincidentally, when Casey reached out to me, I was mid-reading Start With Why. And then I come across this book, which is a children's book. It's illustrated. It is so wonderful. I then saw that part of the title says Starting With Why. So KC Aubin's book is called Red Bunny and Blue Bunny, Don't Build a Treehouse, a goal-setting lesson on starting with why. And you have to go look at the cover because it's just, the illustrations are wonderful. It's actually illustrated by Jason Simon. And as part of the tagline, when it says don't build a treehouse, the don't is actually like an added word. So it's meant to look like build a treehouse and then don't build a treehouse. And the whole point of it is oftentimes we start with what? And again, that's why I encourage you to go listen to my previous episode on the book Start With Why, because that is the very thing that Simon Sinek advises against. Is oftentimes we are focused, especially as business owners too, on what? You know, I want to make the millions or I want to do this and that. And that is really a recipe for frustration and potentially even for failure, depending on your definition of success, obviously. Because as long as you're focusing on why you're doing something, not only do people connect with you on a different level, but you will stay encouraged to keep going, even through the hard times. So basically the storyline is these two bunnies set out to build a tree house, and they go and they talk to different people to help them with building the tree house. And at the end of it, they actually end up not building a tree house. The reason being the why was not the treehouse itself, it was the what. And once they realized why they were wanting to build a treehouse, they realized they didn't even need to build a treehouse in the first place. So this is such a fun way to illustrate the concept of really get to the bottom of your why, and this will help you in goal setting, and this will help you with taking action on something that actually matters to you, but in a very fun way and in an easy way to understand the concept, even for kids. And what I really enjoyed about the book as well is that not only, it's so colorful and a very easy read, is that at the end, there's actually a reflection section. It's called, moral. Identify the problem you're actually trying to solve. And then it says, let's review. And it asks several different questions. So it really prompts that you could use with your kids or even with yourself, honestly. What were the red bunny and blue bunny? What were their 3 goals? So thinking back to the story. And again, you could be doing this with yourself. Hey, let me ask you a question. Would you like to be my next guest on the Empowered Woman podcast? Do you have a story you'd like to share? Want more visibility for your business on a show ranked in the top 0.5% in the world? Well, then head on over to martasburke.com/podcast guest for more information. And then there's also a section that says, let's learn. Try it. So I'll just give you an example. Can you think of a time you started with a solution instead of the problem? And oftentimes we start with the problem, right? And then an extension. So continuing on with different ways of looking at a same situation. Why wasn't building a treehouse the best solution? How else could the bunnies have solved their goal of seeing high up in the sky? So that was their goal. And they thought that building the house is what was going to get them there. And in reality, it wasn't. So basically, red bunny and blue bunny want to build a treehouse, or do they? Come along with red bunny and blue bunny on their quest to build a treehouse, and along the way, learn the importance of starting with why. So if you weren't yet convinced after listening to my episode on Start With Why, which by the way, I got really great feedback on it, I encourage you to go and grab KC Aubin's book. Again, it's called Red Bunny and Blue Bunny, Don't Build a Treehouse, a Goal-Setting Lesson on Starting With Why. It's available on Amazon. I will post the link in the show notes. I've been posting the link in the show notes to all of the books that I'm reviewing, so it takes you directly to Amazon. But obviously, if you're wanting to do it like I do, you can go and try looking for it in your public library. Many of the books that I'm reviewing are available in the public library because that's how I've been reading them, except for KC Aubin's. It's a fairly new book, so I'm not sure it is available in the library. But plus, if you want to support a children's book author, I encourage you to go and purchase a copy on Amazon for yourself, for your kids, and don't forget to leave a review, right? Because as authors, this is very, very important. So I encourage you, if you are an author and you want me to come and talk about your book on air, reach out to me. You can find me on social media or contact at martasburke.com. But if you're serious about really becoming a guest or having your book reviewed and even being a sponsor here on the show, go to martasburke.com/podcast guest, and you will find all of the information on what it takes to apply and get selected. And I look forward to reviewing your books. It's been really, really fun. I will show some pictures on social media. So if you're following me on social media, if you don't, what are you doing? Go find me on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn as well. I will post in my stories about the book because it's really fun. It's like formatted in kind of like a comic book with the different bubbles for the dialogue, but there's also narration points, and it's really, really colorful. And they meet other bunnies along the way: the green bunny and the yellow bunny, the different bunnies that they reach out to help them build a treehouse. Until the end, they realize, well, we didn't need to build a treehouse anyways. And isn't that so in life? At times it takes you going a specific route and realizing this is not what I wanted to do. But the whole premise here is if you really start with why you're doing it, you will pick a route that will get you to your goals faster because you will really look at the foundation, right, for the things that you're doing. And this is a really great encouragement for us as entrepreneurs, as parents, right? So I encourage you to check out Red Bunny and Blue Bunny by KC Aubin. And again, if you want me to review your book, or if you have a specific book that you've read that you love, or a book that you've been thinking about reading where you're like, oh, should I? Send it my way. I'm happy to take a look and then review it here on the show and give you my thoughts.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.